Hiya crafty folks, Amy here with amyswares, and today I'm going to work with some clovers and make a trio of cards. So I have a bunch of new stencils here from the February release at A Colorful Life Designs. I have a couple of ink colors in my blending brushes, and I'm going to make these cards lickety-split. So here's a photo to show you the direction that we're headed. I did combine a couple of the new stencils on some of them, and on others I just used one. So these are my all-to-new small blending brushes, and I'm working on my makeshift turntable, which is actually a very, very old, probably no longer available Wilton cake decorating stand, and I have an all-to-new low-tack sticky mat. So I will link whatever products are available in the video description box below. But basically I'm going to just do some simple ink blending with these deep, rich colors from 𝗵𝗲𝗋. On this one, I'm just going around the outer edges. I'm going to leave the inner portion white so it becomes a bit of a frame and kind of creates a focal point. Now here you could use pixie spray to help it hold down. I should have probably just pressed it down better onto my sticky mat because it did shift a little bit on me, but that's also in part because I tend to ink blend too rough. So like I said, I'll link all the stencil names below, but here we have the nice border, and I'm just going to move on and do all the ink blending at once to create all the panels, and then I will move on to the finished card. So do stick around to the end. Now this one, I'm going to use this stencil and I'm going to mask off just one of the clovers. So you can see this creates a really cool ring and would be kind of a cool frame on its own for a different card design. But in this one, I just want to isolate the one clover and put it in the center as a focal point on the card. Now on this one, I have a new stencil here, this Celtic looking stencil. I apologize I don't have the names. Like I said, I will link everything in the video description box below. But I'm going to start off lighter handed in the center, and then I'm going to come in with that 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃 and come very dark from the edges. And it's going to create these fun kind of diagonal stripes with the ink blending. Now I feel like when this happens, sometimes it almost makes it look like it's a highlight or it's reflective. Like a metal, so I think it looks really fun, and I love the contrast of these greens for the background. Now on this one, this beautiful unique clover design, I'm just going to mask off the little corners so I don't get ink where I don't want it, and I'm using my mint tape. This is from scrapbook.com. It's my favorite sort of low tack tape for this purpose, to kind of mask off areas and protect certain things on the panel. But I'm just coming in again, just only using these two colors and creating these fun, vibrant designs for these Clover inspired or St. Patrick's Day inspired or good luck sort of cards. So obviously the ones with Celtic, they aren't specific to St. Patrick's Day. You could use those year round. They make fun geometric backgrounds for maybe masculine cards if you struggle with ideas for that. Here's this gorgeous design with all that detail. Now here I have these positive vibes. These are actually white heat embossed on white cardstock, which is why you can't see them, but do stay tuned for the magic. You'll see in a moment when I ink blend, the embossing will resist the ink and you'll be able to see the sentiment on there. And I'm going with good luck because I feel like that kind of suits the theme of the clover but doesn't necessarily tie it to St. Patrick's Day cards. And then you've got this from the inside of the card. I'm going to cut some of these down. I have a stitched edge rectangle die, cuts it down slightly smaller than A2 size, so 4 1/4 inch by 5 1/2. And I'm going to use some foam tape here, also from scrapbook.com, just to kind of pop that up on the card bases. Now the card bases as well are going to be 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2, so US A2. And this, I'm trying to see, I think this is the thinner. Yeah, this is definitely the thinner. I've been kind of gravitating towards the 1 millimeter thick foam tape. So it's 1 inch wide and 1 millimeter thick. So it does give it dimension, but it doesn't make it too bulky. So it makes it a little bit better for sending it through the post. Now I'm going to use my corner chomper here to round the edges. I feel like it really kind of ties in with the roundness of the petals. And that is directly on a card base. So you can see there's no additional bulk. Just figuring out where I wanted to place it. I didn't think it looked quite right in the center, so I think I did end up putting it elsewhere. I can't remember, honestly. It's been a minute since I filmed this, but I'm going to use some thin foam strips just to pop this up, give it a little bit more dimension. This one is actually flat since it's a single layer card, so this little tiny bit of dimension on the sentiment is going to be no biggie at all. So I'm going to pop that down in the lower right, and then I will liquid glue the You've Got This on the inside of the card on both of those. So again, I'm using good luck on this one, popping it up right underneath the clover. So again, you could use this for St. Patrick's Day or just kind of a good luck encouragement card. Maybe someone is going for a new job or a promotion or something like that. I'm going to use my liquid glue here just to kind of put this on the inside of the card where it says you've got this. And that is basically going to finish the design. I'll show you the last little final bits. I think I did end up putting bling on them. Placing that in the center. And then, oh yes, on this card I forgot, on the one with the kind of Celtic design, I went a completely different route. I was just kind of shopping my sentiment book here to figure out which sentiment would suit the design. Now it is kind of a busy background, so I did have to search a little bit to find one that really popped off the background, since it is such a vibrant, busy background. Now that hooray would have worked. You can see I'm flipping through. This is my storage solution. These are baseball card protector sheets. I kind of tear open to create a bigger pocket if I need to, like for these bigger sentiments. But basically, I'm just figuring out one that is going to work for the composition and not get lost in the background. So sometimes when that happens, maybe you can cut an additional die cut, or maybe it has a shadow layer and you can do like a black shadow layer like this one here, and it really helps it kind of pop off the background. Or sometimes metallic cardstock will do the trick. It kind of just depends on what colors you used and how busy the background is. Now this one I thought looked really good with the stark white shadow layer. But again, I'm flipping through, just making sure I have all my options. I have lots of big, bold die cuts that I like to use as the focal point on my cards. And I have them taped together if I'm not sure I'm going to use white and black, or if I'm going to custom color something. That's why you'll see some of them are pieced together. And I think here for you, this is the one I ultimately ended up going with. And now I'm going to add some little white highlights with a gel pen. I felt like, oh, it wasn't highlights, it was actually little stitches. I thought it was kind of a fun little design element to make this clover look like it was maybe like a stitched little patch or something on the front of the card. And it also ties in with the stitched rectangle edge from the die cutting of that panel to kind of bring it down to size. So that's just a fun little design element. It doesn't take much time. It doesn't take much in terms of supplies, and it really can make a big difference. Now this card bling is also from a Colorful Life Designs. Now if you shop for anything, be sure to use my coupon AmyFan10 at checkout. You can save 10% on your complete order. You can use that for the bling too. And I did use that luminous white, I believe, on all 3 cards. It was just a nice fit and it worked with the colors. Didn't take away, but added a little something special. And that's going to finish my cards. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please do hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing. Be sure to check out all the inspiration from the design team with these great stencils for February. So thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.